Catherine Warrow is a 38-year-old single mother living in Perth. She works hard as a FIFO truck driver in Leinster, Western Australia. Her job is demanding. She works 2 weeks on, 1 week off, driving huge mining trucks in hot, dry conditions, far from her 2 sons, aged 10 and 13. She earns a stable income, much more than the average worker in Perth. But despite her good salary, Catherine has spent over 8 months searching for a home to rent, and she's still not successful. Catherine's story shows just how serious Perth's rental crisis has become in 2025. It all started when her lease ended in early September 2024. She had been renting a 3-bedroom home in Beachboro for 5 years. Her landlord decided to sell the property due to rising house prices, and Catherine was given notice to vacate. She thought it would be easy to find another rental. After all, she had a full-time job, no debt, and always paid rent on time. But the reality hit her hard. She started applying for homes in areas close to her son's school, suburbs like Morley, Bassendean, and Eden Hill. Every inspection was packed with people. Some even brought full folders with printed references and pre-filled forms. Most of the homes I visited had at least 15 other families lining up, Catherine says. It felt like a competition, but one that never ended in my favor. Over the next 5 months, she applied for more than 40 rentals. She tried areas further out, even as far as Byford and Midland, but the story was the same: too many people, not enough homes. Because of her FIFO job, Catherine couldn't always attend weekday inspections. That made things harder. Agents often didn't allow video inspections or applications without viewing the home in person. Some agents told her directly, "We prefer tenants who can attend all inspections or move in immediately." But Catherine's job didn't allow her that flexibility. She felt punished for having a good job. On some nights, Catherine and her boys slept on a friend's couch. Other nights, they stayed in budget motels in Belmont or Victoria Park. She even considered renting an Airbnb weekly, but prices were too high. In February 2025, she placed a deposit on a caravan in desperation. It was small, but she thought maybe it could work for a few weeks. But then she remembered her kids needed internet for school. There was no space, and she still needed to pack and fly back to the mine every fortnight. During all of this, she continued working. She drove trucks 12 hours a day in 40-degree heat, trying to stay focused while worrying about her kids living out of suitcases. "They don't complain," she said, "but I can tell they're stressed. They don't sleep well, and they miss having their own space. One night my youngest cried because he missed his own bed." Catherine tried everything to improve her chances. She printed cover letters explaining her story. She offered to pay 3 months' rent in advance. She applied for smaller homes and even units in apartment blocks, places she would have never considered before. She also began applying as a co-tenant with a friend to try and look stronger on paper. Still, nothing worked. By April 2025, Catherine had applied for 68 different homes. She kept a spreadsheet to track her applications, dates, agent names, and feedback. Most had no reply. A few said, "You were shortlisted but not chosen." One landlord even told her, "You look great on paper, but FIFO is a risk for us." That moment broke her heart. All she wanted was a safe home for her kids, close to school and family, with enough space for them to have a room each. She began to feel invisible. Every rejection made her more anxious. Her sons were losing time in school, missing routine, and losing confidence. Catherine finally approached a local housing support organization. They offered short-term help but couldn't find a rental either. Even they said the system is overwhelmed, she recalls. At one point, she considered quitting her FIFO job to become a casual worker in Perth just to be more available for inspections. But that would mean less money and no guarantee of a home. By May, she had applied for 81 properties. Finally, in late May 2025, an agent in Kelmscott called her back. A 3-bedroom home had become available for $510 per week. It wasn't fancy. It was older, with creaky floorboards and a garden full of weeds. But it had space, it was close to public transport, and most importantly, it was available. She immediately said yes. She cried when she got the approval email. After almost 9 months of sleeping on couches, moving between motels, and living out of boxes, Catherine and her sons finally had a place to call home again. The boys now have their own rooms. There's a park nearby where they ride their bikes. Catherine still flies back to the mine every few weeks, but now she knows her children are safe and comfortable. Her story is one of strength and patience, but it also shows how hard it has become to rent a home in Perth, even for working people with stable incomes. Catherine says, "I did everything right. I worked hard, paid rent, stayed out of trouble, but I still couldn't find a home. If it happened to me, it can happen to anyone." Today, she's trying to help others by sharing her story. She believes more needs to be done: better support for working parents, more affordable homes, and less discrimination against FIFO workers. Her message to others is clear: don't give up. Keep applying. Keep showing up. One yes can change everything. And for the rest of us, it's time we start listening to stories like hers. The rental crisis is real. It's not just numbers on a chart. It's families. It's children. It's people who just want a home. If you found this story powerful, follow the channel for more real stories from people struggling in WA's housing crisis. You are not alone.